Today we are going to review how to create a specific assessment using USA Test Prep. USA Test Prep is a great tool to use to create warm-ups or quick quizzes that directly give questions that are going to be closely aligned to those that you'll see on the EOC, being of either a multiple choice or a technology enhanced format. So today we're going to create an assessment that I could perhaps use as a warm-up for transformations. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on assessments when I get into the USA Test Prep homepage, and I'm going to select to create a new assessment. First, you're going to be prompted to create the assessment name. So for this case, I'm going to say that this will be the Geometry Transformation Warm-Up. So when I choose this, it asks you to choose your test. So depending on your subject, you click on what EOC subject would be. This is going to be a geometry one. If your students are going to be doing this on the computer, you can say they would be allowed to use the on-screen calculator. Otherwise, they could have their own. There is an option for students to view the questions in Spanish as well. So the next thing it says is create an assessment. I always like to go to the custom mode because it will be able to customize it and specifically target what type of questions I would like. So in the custom mode, you have to choose your domain. Transformations for geometry is going to be under congruence and similarity. Once you choose your domain, you will be able to see the different standards that you would be able to add to your assessment. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick some of these. So if you click on the little plus sign, you can see that here's some transformations. You could actually click on the question beforehand to get a preview and then just click on add the question and submit. Or you can just go ahead and just kind of preview them and check off what questions you would like. You can even go, let's say if I want to go to rotations and reflections, I can say, hey, I want all the questions on there and just select all. You'll be able to have a time to preview the questions at a later point in making your assessment, so you can always add or change them then. Now the next one says add favorite questions. I never create favorite questions, so I just move on. The next type of thing that you can choose is performance tasks, and these are technology enhanced items. So if you click on yes, you want to add performance tasks, you once again go and choose your domain. And so if I'm going back to transformations, you can see that there are some performance tasks here where we have some transformations of the coordinate plane, and I need to match, drag and drop. I always think those are some types of good types of questions for students to be able to see. So let's do one of the matching. We could do a labeling one. And then I'm just going to click on continue. And then there are also some two-part items. And these are really good because they match closely with the EOC, where they have those types of questions where you have a part one and a part two, and they both rely on the same image. So those are sometimes great to add into your quiz as well. So let me add a couple of those. The next type of questions that you can add are going to be free response. The thing is to know that these questions will not be auto-graded. So you'll need to, when you get your grade report, manually use the rubric and grade those. So for this example, I'm just not going to add those. And then it comes to a part where you get to preview your assessment. So you can see, oh, look, does this figure have rotational symmetry? I like that question, so I'm going to keep going. Let's say, for example, this one's on dilations. I really didn't want to assess that on this. You can just click on remove question, or you can go on replace with a similar question. So if you don't like that one and you'd rather have a different question, you could always choose a different one and it will replace it for you. So once you feel good with your assessment, just go through all of the question types that you have and then just click on Save Assessment. So once you have your assessment done, you can click right here directly to assign the assessment. And if you had students in your group, you would be able just to select them. But since I haven't created any classes for summer school, I'll show you where you can find this if you want to use it as a later date. Just go back to home. Click on assessments and you will see that geometry transformations warm up, and then you will have some options. So you could either go ahead and you could print it and give it to students by paper, or if you've created electronic groups at a later date, you can just click on assign, and then it will take you back to this page to assign. So that's how you create a assessment in USA Test Prep.